one thing I do want to touch on as well is LSD on the beach. And the reason why I definitely want to touch on that song is because first time I did LSD was actually at a beach, and it was actually at a dog beach, and I was the happiest person alive at that time. Mm-hmm. Like there was not one person, there was not one person alive that couldn't tell me that.
Let me break it down.
Okay.
When it comes, I hate being this person, but when it comes to music, inevitably I let my producers, who are some of my best friends that I've grown up with, I let them have the freedom when it comes to making a beat. There's been people I go to and I say, I need this feel, I need this vibe, but that certain producer in specific is my homie Neurotrip. His Instagram is neurotrip_sound. It's my homie Rich Avalos. He's pretty new to the game when it comes to making beats, but he's someone like myself that he's very musical. He plays guitar, piano, drums, different things like that. He's very musically inclined. He'll randomly start making beats and he'll send me the prototype, or he'll send me the loop, or he'll send me a real rough of where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard that beat, it was literally, I think he had the kick drum and the trumpet loop. And the only words he had sent me were, since we're in quarantine, I need you to give me a song that'll make me want to go outside. Me being me, when people get to know me, I don't dabble as much or even slightly like I used to. But after I had got over my opiate addiction, psychedelics were my ease back into reality.
Mm-hmm.
So mushrooms, LSD of any sort, whether it was tabs, fucking blot, if it was liquid Lucy, like those were things I got to appreciate, and those helped me in my spiritual healing in life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard the beat and closed my eyes, the wavy sort of, I guess, mundane sort of drowning out effect that the horns gave me was what it reminded me, like I said, to be on LSD. The last time I remember doing acid, once again, was at the beach. Me and one of my best friends took 2 tabs, and we literally, at that point, melted into the sand.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard that beat, it took me back to that memory. And so for me, I wanted to recreate that memory through a feeling of my music.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to give people a literal acid trip through just hearing me talk about one.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's why that's like when I heard that song, and because like I said, that was my first time doing LSD was at the beach. Well, like my first like real experience. Like I've taken it before, but it wasn't like trippy. You know what I mean? It was just like self-reflecting thing. No hallucination really. But then I went to the beach and fucking seen. When you, I don't know, like when you're in psychedelics, you kind of tend to be more happy and at one point for sure, and when you're at a dog beach, it's like impossible to be sad because you see the dogs having the time of their lives.
Oh yeah, and it's good. You're already, what you feel is illuminated by the psychedelics. So when you're feeling loving and happy, no, I definitely get what you're saying, because you're around man's best friend. So being around man's best friend, when you're one with the universe at that point in time, you just understand them just a little bit more. I definitely know what you mean with that one.
Yeah, exactly. And so, me, like, I'm like kind of like a bad influence right now for even like speaking positively on LSD. But I also like if you don't mind me even like just saying that like, like it's well, not saying it, but just like kind of asking like if you want to touch on your past addictions and such.
I mean, that's not a problem. I mean,
Okay.
I would inevitably have to do. I just gotta run to the charger real quick, but I'm right here. But inevitably, I'd have to do it in a bigger sense. So shit, this is the first time even doing it then. So I have no problem.
Okay.
It's, where would you want to begin on that one?
Well, I mean, because I know you mentioned it's something that like kind of enhanced the problem with your friend passing away, but it's obviously no joking matter. There's always like a balance when you do things, and a certain level that of a mental space when you go ahead and if you want to experiment and such. And so some people can without knowing it can get like fall into addiction. And so maybe if you want to like kind of like I don't know, maybe start where like it started like coming up more often?
See, this is where my double-edged sword stands with Lil Wayne, and it's not me hating, because when you're a teenager, when you're growing up, when you're an adolescent, when you're going through life, you're easily influenced upon people that are quote-unquote cool, or people that have money, or people that have stature. So just listen to music, the type of music like I'm saying, I was a Wayne head, and I want to say maybe 2007 when I heard a demo version of Me and My Drink. And even before then, I dabbled in the SUC, DJ Screw, Bumpy, UGK, Pimp C. So codeine music wasn't new to me. It's just something about Wayne and the song Me and My Drink. That's when everyone and their mother had syrup just sitting in their cabinets because no one knew the severity, or no one knew this epidemic with codeine syrup. So it started, oh shit, my homie found a 4-ounce in his grandma's fucking cabinet. Let's smoke some weed, bump some chopped and screwed Lil Wayne, and we'll sit and pour up. And it started out as that. It started out as, okay, you're having a little bit of fun, you're sitting with your homies. One of the homies might pass out and nod out because you don't know he's on too much opiates, you just think he smoked too much weed at that point in time. But I want to say it started to become an issue when I started to, it's going to sound as lame and generic as it sounds, when I started to quote-unquote need it. When I get a paycheck and $400 would go to drink. You don't notice it, but then the questions start coming about, oh, well, are you okay? Are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. Well, why not? Oh, I fucking ate 2 hours ago, and that's when the lies start coming about. And then the codeine don't get you high no more, so you're mixing it with the Norco. Norcos are fucking my stomach up with the Tylenol that they put in them, so I'm popping Zans now, because that relaxes me, as opposed to just killing my pain and different shit like that. So it was literally, it started with the codeine, and by the time I was 20, because it was literally a blur, bro. Like, I hate being like that, but 16, 17, almost until I was 22, 23. And I was going ridiculously fucking hard in the paint. It went from eating the pills to fucking snorting them to mixing my syrup with soda to drinking it straight. And that's the one thing, when we transition to the psychedelics, you'll notice my demeanor will change. To anyone that is watching this that fucks around or has ever wondered about it, don't. Straight up, I'll be the first person to tell you, don't. You might as well compare that shit to crack, heroin, and methamphetamine at that point, because that's all it literally is. And I mean, the damage to my body, I can even feel now. Like, my girlfriend calls me out on it sometimes, but even as this is gonna be the craziest shit, I've always breathed real heavy after the opiates, because it's fucked with my lungs, it's fucked with my kidneys, it's rotted out a lot of my body that I'd never realized. And she'd always ask, well, why do you breathe so heavy? It's probably all the fucking syrup and all the pills that literally fucked up my body that I don't know what they have done. And it's like, that's shit I gotta live with. Like, I gotta fucking rap a song and then worry about, oh shit, am I gonna pass out because I need to say this bar and I can't take a fucking breath? Or no, I gotta deal with that because the drugs were my problem, and I'm not gonna fucking blame anyone else for my lack of being able to fucking deliver on some shit I did in the past. And then my son, because people are gonna say, oh, well, you were 23, your son was about 5 when you're still doing drugs. It took me almost getting kicked out of my house at the age of 22, and then I had moved to Palm Desert, and that's when me getting clean started. It inevitably took me leaving my hood, taking everything that I knew, because I was that type of person. Shit, okay, I can go to fucking San Diego and I'm gonna find some shit. So I literally just had to take myself out of my comfort zone, and I had to go withdraw in fucking Palm Desert, as crazy as that sounds. And then no one wants to hear the nasty shit of stomachs flipping and throwing up on myself, but that shit happens, kids. That shit happens when you become a drug addict. And then, like I'm saying, my homie had passed away, and I just noticed I was fucking sad. As lame as that sounds, I had missed my homie. And that evil little voice in my head came back and said, hey, go take a pill. Hey, why don't you hit up your old connect? Go get some syrup. And for the first time, instead of me feeding into that voice, I said, fuck you, I'm going to go do this. And that's when my homie called me, made the offer to make me some beats, and we started making the music. And then the LSD and everything came into play. Oh, man, it came into play about 3 to 4 years ago. I did mushrooms as a teenager, recreationally, but the age of 25, 26 was when I was more looking into my own spiritual journey, wondering what the fuck I was going to do in my life, wondering who I was as a person, just going through that thing. I guess the growing up stage in life. It hits everyone different. Some people go through it at the age of fucking 18. Some go through it at the age of 60. Some go through it right before they die. It's all variant at that point. But my being in the psychedelics was a learning experience. It was me wanting to tap back into nature, as cheesy as that sounds, because with the opiates, it numbed me to everything. It numbed me to how I felt. It numbed me to the emotion in which I expressed things. It numbed me to reciprocating love that I couldn't even, from my parents, from my friends, from anyone, I could not reciprocate it because I had numbed so much myself. So essentially, once again, kids, don't go out there and try and find acid or fucking shrooms, but it helped me become the person that I always was before the codeine came into my life.
Yeah. And that's something that, you know, people got to understand is that it's definitely like if you're young and you already are experimenting with some of these things, it's always like a understanding that you have to be like, okay, like, okay, I've tried this stuff already, you know, but I have to, you know, I'm mature enough to know this is just me enjoying my youth. It's not gonna be, I can't let it affect anything else. And what I would tell people all the time that would always say that weed was like a gateway drug, and it's like, to me, it's like, well, I mean, you kind of just have to have the maturity level, or then you have to just make sure you take care of business. That's why if I ever have kids and they, you know, when they're like 16, they want to, you know, they talk to me about wanting to smoke weed. Like, you can go for it, but you know, you gotta make sure your shit's right. You know what I mean? But
and that's the shit about it. And like you're saying, it really is all varied. Because I've had homies that have been 25, 26, never smoked a blunt. They hit the weed one time and they're smoking weed like crackheads. They can't fucking stop. I have people that are 18, 19 and they solely use it for the medicinal factor. And I've met from every walk of life. Like I've said, I've met people that are 16, 17 that pop tabs every single day just because that's what they love. And then I've met people that are 60 that use it for fucking Alzheimer's, that use it for actual mental conditions to bring themselves back. And that's another topic I go on for years, but when it comes down to it, oh man, they taught me a lot about myself, which being a teenager and thinking that, oh, money and the motherfucker with the dope Mercedes or the rapper with the 100 chains, all that shit don't mean shit. And that's ultimately in my music why I talk about what I talk about. Because chains don't mean shit to me. A fly-ass car don't mean shit to me. Don't get me wrong. If I'm in the state to be able to have something of that nature,
I'm balling out. Fuck yeah. Give me that shit. You know what I mean?
I definitely will. But it doesn't reflect in my music because that's not who I am. It don't matter if I have a fucking Pinto from fucking 72 or I got a brand new fucking Bugatti. I'm still going to be the exact same person, and that's what needs to reflect when I create my music.